growing transportation demand of our area, and so wishes a heartfelt thank you as we enter this new year from Riverside Municipal Airport.
Psst. Hey, you. Yeah, you. Do you know where you are? Well, you've done it now. You're listening to KCAA Loma Linda, your CNBC news station. So expect the unexpected.
The doctor is in. Welcome to the Psychic Love Doctor Show with host Deborah Lee. Deborah has been practicing, teaching, and perfecting the personal prophecy card reading method for 20 plus years. This life-affirming, highly perceptive reading method has taught Deborah how to zero in on specific problems with relationships, career pursuits, and current roadblocks to success and happiness. This inspiring show will help you never feel helpless in life or love ever again. Now, here's your host, Deborah Lee.
Hello, and welcome to a very special Love Doctor show. Does my voice make you want to get married?
Oh boy, here we go.
This is Deborah Lee. Welcome to your own show, Deborah Lee.
Thank you so very much, Lauren. I see you are already getting ready for the New Year's Eve extravaganza.
And so are you, Deborah. That hat looks quite dashing on you.
Yes, we do have our New Year's Eve party hats on. A bit premature, perhaps, but we won't be with you on New Year's Eve, so we thought we would have a little bit of a celebration with you this fine evening. So, thank you very much for joining us. You have come to the Psychic Love Doctor Show, and this is where you're going to get meaningful insight, tremendous guidance, and also expert navigation as you weave in and out the many twists and turns of your life. The method I use involves nothing but an ordinary deck of playing cards, which I am now showing to those who are viewing the KCAA podcast, or those who are joining us simultaneously on Facebook Live, which you can access on the Psychic Love Doctor show page.
And if you want to call in to our very special show tonight, you can call 909-792-5222.
We are, as Lauren is demonstrating, breathless to hear from you during the show. And what we've done here is we're actually sort of doing a bit of a setup for a topic we'd like to cover. Our show's actual umbrella topic is Christmas wishes and New Year's dreams. My question is, did you get what you were hoping and wishing for Christmas? And if you didn't, we can take a look and see if it's on the horizon for you in your New Year dreams. Now, one of the things so many out there hope and pray for and wish for is that elusive, I guess you'd say, engagement ring that would come in a beautiful little box under the Christmas tree. Did you get one? Well, if not, we're going to discuss that a little bit here. I don't know if many of you have been really tuning in on your your direct TVs or your, what else you got out there, your Netflixes.
Our Cox cable.
Yes,
here in
Cox. Boy, we do love Cox. Oops. Anyway, they have been really pushing a show that was actually created in 2009. It's a romantic comedy drama, and it's called He's Just Not That Into You. Now, there are some moments that I, as a female, find a little bit insulting to me during the show. We're all basically made to look a little bit like imbeciles in order to placate the male
ego.
Yep, that's it, the ego. But you know, one thing really stood out for me is when Jennifer Aniston is saying to Ben Affleck, "It's been 7 years. Are you ever going to marry me?" My contention is, you should know within 7 weeks if this is going to be a relationship, a partner, basically, who is going to be able to fulfill that desire on your part. And we have an audience, and I'm looking to the audience. What do you all have to say? And then we're going to go to our first caller.
Well, I think
for women who really are wanting to settle down or wanting to get married, I think part of the fault lies with us a little bit. I think sometimes women will go after men who maybe are saying, I never want to get married. And then 7 years later, they're surprised. They're like, well, we've been together for 7 years. But if you're dating someone who flat out is saying, I don't want to get married, you can't be surprised when that person says, I don't want to get married. And then also, I think sometimes people want to, latch on to the bad boy people.
Because we can change them, right?
No.
We tell our girlfriends, wait till I marry him. He is going to be a completely different husband.
Yes.
Wrong.
But then on the other side of it, where the fault's not to blame, sometimes you get guys that say, I love you, I want to spend the rest of my life with you, I want to marry you. And you're like, oh, okay. And then, some time goes by and women are left wondering, like, okay, well, when is it going to start? And then, in a way, you have this whole situation where men are reaping all the benefits of a marriage. Women are cooking for men. They're doing all these things in an effort, I think, to prove that I'm going to be a great wife. But they're already a wife in a way, and men don't really have to legally accept that. What do you think, male audience member? Why are you people not settling down? Why aren't we getting handcuffed?
I don't think
something?
Marriage is a reward for being good at, pleasing each other.
You want to speak up there a little bit there, young man?
I don't think marriage is supposed to be a reward for pleasing each other. You can live in the same house and do all the same things as married people without having to put a ring on it.
However, if your Jennifer Aniston wants to have a ring from her Ben Affleck, then I think that 7 years is way too long for either of them. She should have cut her losses and head out the door long before then.
And I think, too, not a lot of people think of, there's some people that, just want to get married and, they want to be married. But I think a lot of people don't really see any benefit in getting married. But there are benefits. There are legal benefits and things like that.
It is becoming, it seems, a little obsolete in this day and age. I think we should turn to Danielle from Texas and see what she has to say and what her question for her reading would be.
Hello, Danielle. How are you doing, and what can we help
you? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
I hope everyone had a good Christmas.
Yes.
It was very nice. How was yours?
Good. I ate too much.
We did too. We did too. So tell us, how are you projecting in terms of the new year? What is it that we can do a reading for you on?
Well, I just wanted to do a reading about me and Isaac. Last week you called and you suggested we go look at Christmas lights and everything, and that you had seen marriage in our card. We went to look at Christmas lights, but I don't know, we haven't been doing too good this week. I just feel like everything goes crazy, or something always happens.
Well, we're going to take a look at that, and Lauren, you'll chit-chat for a moment, please, while I lay out the cards. And for those of you that might want to know, I'm not doing a quickie 3-card pull or even 2 or 1 card. I am doing a full enchilada, the 24-card layout. So give me a moment, please.
Well, and Danielle, I think, because you've been getting regular readings, and it seems like the course of your relationship sounds like a normal relationship, kind of, in that you'll have a really good week, and then you'll have, a not-so-great week, because not every week is going to be, a perfect week, and, I think, right?
Like rainbows and unicorns all the time.
Yeah, last week we had talked about wanting to get back together last week, and then whenever I talked to him, he was unsure, but he still gave me a Christmas gift, and we still went to go look at lights. So I'm just always what? I can never keep up with him or try to see what's really going on,
I don't think that many men out there are men like to avoid, first of all, men like to break up with people before Christmas. Sometimes, if they really don't like a girl, just so that they can avoid having to give a Christmas gift, So I think the fact that he gave you a gift is a very good sign. And taking you to go see Christmas lights, I don't think there's a lot of men who are going to skip out on sitting at home and having a beer or watching the game to go, look at Christmas lights. I think that's a pretty good indication there that he's spending time with you and getting gifts. What do you think, Josh?
Men can like shiny, pretty things too.
No, but are you going to go give somebody a gift? A gift is pretty thoughtful, and let's face it, men are not always the most thoughtful creatures when it comes to gift getting.
Are you ready? Here's what I'm
ready.
getting from the cards. My perception is that Isaac is still really terrified of getting hurt. He wants to believe in the very best that this relationship has to offer. I mean, he's so close. The problem is, like I said, he's afraid. He's afraid of getting hurt. So getting him to take that leap, it's going to be a risk on his part. Now, there's a very old saying, and I know we've all heard it, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. So what you might need to do, Danielle, is make him thirsty, so he is going to want to drink. And by that, I'm saying it might be a good time to lay your cards out on the table, so to speak. Tell him how you feel, and then pretty much send him on his way and let him know, look me up when you're ready to meet me on this level. And then let him sit back, marinate in that. And I don't feel it would even take a month before he would want to reinitiate a beginning with you. But otherwise, the trouble is you're the one that's putting all this effort into a new start with Isaac. And I see him as being so, reluctant, terrified of the hurt that may... Yeah. So I think you're going to have to try to put the ball in his court so that he's the one making the moves. What do you think?
Yeah. He's so wishy-washy. Like, one day he's like, I want to get back together and, like, all sweet. And then, like, the next day he's like, no, I'm just going to be with my friends and I can't think about this right now.
What was his gift? What did he get you?
He gave me money because he was like, I want you to buy whatever you want to buy.
Okay, well, it's still nice. Money's always nice, but not...
You know what, Lauren? I think right there that's another indication of his fear and his insecurity. Because money is easy. You stick it in an envelope or you put it in somebody's hand.
I wish I would have got something better. Like, I don't know, something more thoughtful.
You want him to walk through a store. You want him to go online. And even if it comes back and it's something a little goofy, he tried. He put some effort into it. A lot of times men don't know how to shop, but just about every guy's got a female friend, a sister, a mother, a cousin. I mean, you can always check up with another woman and go to your Facebook friends. I mean, where there's a will, there's going to be a way. So right there, I think, again, he backpedaled.
But should I be worried about anybody else, or is he just...
No, there's nobody else. You're the one that causes him to be afraid. The others don't even interest him, but he just can't leave you alone. But when he gets close to you, and I've had many, many clients who have gone through this, when he's with you, he loses his courage, okay? Now, don't you... We got men here. We have men here, and I'm looking at them to see what I get.
What'd you say, his courage?
He loses his courage. But didn't you go to the Marine Corps? It was a ball or a celebration?
We went to a ball before.
And didn't he have a few drinks, and then he was opening up more to you?
Yes.
See? That liquid courage that'll get him every time. But you don't want him just talking to you when he's, feeling a good buzz.
Yeah, I just want him to really say what he feels when he's not drunk, when he's sober.
These are all things that I feel need to be said in a non-threatening environment, maybe over coffee or, something like that, and just say, I really feel the need to say these things. And tell him how much you care. But tell him you can't stay in this limbo, it's suspended animation. is what he's got you in.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that if you do punt the ball over to him, give him a little time to think about it, he'll be back. He'll be back. And wouldn't it be better to know that he's there and with you for real?
Yeah.
Go to a movie and tell him during the previews.
Oh, boy.
And then he has to stay during the movie.
I'm like, you can't go
boy.
anywhere. You gotta stay.
That's Lauren.
Okay, well, thank you so much.
All right, well, Happy New Year, hon, and
Yes,
you check
y'all have
in
a
with
good
us
New Year.
again, all right? We're
I
here,
will.
on Fridays, 7 p.m. Eastern.
Okay, I will. Y'all have a happy New Year.
Thank
Happy
you.
New Year.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. This is what I like. You get continuing readings. I tell this to my clients, and it's the reason that my in-office clients in Virginia Beach don't pay an arm and a leg to see me, because the more they get, the more clarity comes through, the more they're able to manifest using the cards to literally create their own reality. There you go.
Absolutely.
So
moving on, we now have Katie from Alabama. How are you doing, Katie, and what can we help you with today?
Hey, guys. I haven't talked to you in a while. Sorry, I'm actually shopping at Walmart right now.
oh, hey, the Wonderland of Wonderlands, right?
I know, right? Oh, my gosh.
Excuse
How
me,
was your
what can we
Christmas?
do for you, Katie? How are you?
Pretty good. I'm actually getting over a cold right now, but, other than that, everything's okay. But, I just got out of a relationship a couple months ago, and, I didn't think I was going to be able to date again after him because he moved away, and we both, broke up on mutual terms. And, I didn't think I would really find anyone try to date, and then really just wasn't over him. And then I did end up talking to someone who was absolutely amazing, just treated me better than anyone I've ever dated has treated me before. And it was great, but I think things moved way too fast. It was we literally only saw each other for 3 weeks, and it was almost as if I had a 1-year relationship in 3 weeks. It was insane.
Wow, sounds pretty
Yeah.
intense.
And let me see this. And so, sorry, I'm showing this guy my receipt. And, it's a little awkward to talk about this in Walmart. But,
I feel like this is probably the least awkward thing going on in Walmart right now.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, everything was great with him, and he was, I was the one who was reluctant and didn't really want to make things, I don't even know how to explain it. I was just kind of afraid, how things were moving so fast. And then he was the one who was I don't want you seeing other people. I just want you to be with me. And he's a Leo, so he literally acts just like one. And
oh, okay.
And
did you say he relocated? He moved?
No, this was my ex-boyfriend that I was trying to get over. And then this new guy,
okay.
This new guy came out of nowhere and made me forget about him, and it was amazing. But he said he needed space on Christmas Day, and pretty much broke things off, and then said that he would talk to me in a few days, and I gave him the space, didn't bother him. We were supposed to go to this comedy club thing tonight, and I told him to take his friend, and I don't know, we both agreed that things went really fast, but I wasn't completely honest with him. I would still love to be with him, but I can tell that I think that he's lost feelings for me, and it's just really hard because that happened on Christmas Day, and he was the one who was telling me how much he cared and liked me, and then out of nowhere, it's just I think it just moved way too fast, but I'm not really sure.
So this is the one that you broke up with, right, mutually?
No,
I'm wrong.
No,
okay, straighten me out.
She dated somebody previously. He moved, and then she met this guy after, and they had a 3-week
Intense relationship.
Yep.
So this guy,
is the
I've
one.
never had anyone treat me the way that this guy had treated me. It was amazing. And it was almost like it was false hope because I've never had anyone swoop in and be like this for me. And then the one who's telling me that he, liked me and invited me to his Christmas party for his work and, just telling me about plans for the future and all this amazing stuff. And it just invited me to a wedding, and then out of nowhere, it's just like,
well,
yeah, I'm not feeling it anymore.
Here's what happened, Katie. It's plain to see in your reading. What happened is he felt your reluctance or your hesitancy was indicating to him that you just want to be friends, that you were letting him down easily, which is a complete miscommunication, right? I mean,
yeah, I feel like it was the opposite. I feel like he's the one who thinks that, and even with us just talking today, he was the one who was kind of like, well, I think he's like, we should just be friends, and I'm like, I don't want to be friends with you. I don't think that'll work out. Like a business aspect, we can still kind of, because he's a liquor rep, and I'm a manager of a bar, so we're technically not even supposed to be together.
Right.
But
well, here's what I always tell others is that, there's two reasons why people do something, the real reason and the one that sounds good. I still really think that he got miscues from you, and so he
basically beating you to the punch of saying, I just want to be friends, because when he said he didn't want you to see other people, how did you react to that?
I mean, I kind of was like all for it, but at the same time, I told him I didn't want to get hurt, and I wanted to guard my heart too. But I feel like he was the one who was literally trying to. I think he's just being a Leo.
I agree with Lauren. I do. I think he was really trying to save face, and he was beating you to the punch of you saying, oh, why don't we just be friends? So he put that out there. I'm also thinking it's a bit of bait for her. What do you think?
I think so too. Now, you said he's a beer rep, so will you see him again at work?
He's a liquor rep, and I told him that at the moment, I am pretty hurt about the situation, so I don't want to see him, so we can make arrangements to where I won't have to be there when he comes by.
I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. I would make sure he came in and saw how happy I am and how fine I am.
You would do that?
Yes.
See, I'm the other way. I'm very transparent. I would rather tell him again how I really feel, wish him a very happy New Year, and invite him to go to a dinner, have a drink together, just open the door a little bit. But you're saying
she kind of closed it off because now they're not going to see each other at work. And I had a situation. I had this guy that would ask me out for months and months and months, and I kept telling him no. And then finally we dated, and then I was like, wow, I actually really like him. And then we got in a relationship. He was showing me off to his friends. He was showing me off to his mom. He was showing me off to everyone. And what is one step better than actually dating the person that you wanted to date, but breaking up with the person that you wanted to date and you're showing off? Now, this was in high school, but he came to my work.
We're still in high school.
We're still in high school, so this is what happened. I was like, he wants me to go around like I'm miserable, like I'm so upset that this person broke up with me. So I went into work, and I made sure I looked super cute, and I was there, and I was just fine. He came in, and he was like, hey, how's everything going? And I was like, oh, I'm great. How are you doing? And and I was like, I was super, super happy. And then, of course, like a couple weeks later, he was like, well, do you want to go out somewhere? Now, by the time that he actually wanted me to go out with him, I really had fooled myself. Well, I didn't fool myself. I was happy, and I realized I was like, I shouldn't have dated this guy in the first place. But I think you should, say, you know what, if it were me, I would say, you know what, I'm absolutely fine doing business with you. We can be friends, and then be the person that you were that attracted him in the first place if you really still want him.
Do
you think I should give him the space that he wanted and just like I've been doing it? Because, he said that he wasn't ready for a relationship, but I think it was all bull crap because I think he was just starting to feelings for me because of how
quickly.
I think it scared him. I mean, men may be able to go out and slay dragons and grizzly bears, but deep down inside, they have that same heart made of the same flesh that beats the same blood. They don't want to admit it because they're all bulletproof, right? But the thing is, I think that whole relationship was starting to scare him. And then it seemed like you were hesitating, and he was, oh my God, this is going to end badly. So he pulled back. Let me just wrap it up with this for you, Katie. At the end of this story has not been written. I see this in the cards. I really feel that the two of you, through time, are going to find your way back to a new beginning. And then it will start on a whole new page, and that will be better than where you are right now. So I hope you'll call us again, Katie, because I'd love to give you more insight, and we are going to wish you a very, very happy new year. And on that note, we are going to pause for station identification.
KCAA Loma Linda, 1050 AM, K292FQ Riverside, and K293CF Moreno Valley.
And welcome back to the Psychic Love Doctor Show, where we are giving some pre-New Year's Eve readings. We are celebrating a bit prematurely, but that's because we won't be with you on New Year's Eve. And we invite your phone calls. Lauren?
All right. We have Lynn from California. How are you doing, Lynn?
Hello.
Hello. Ooh, what a voice.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you, too.
I need to know what next year has for me. Is there anything good? This year has been awful.
Okay. Well, that's the beautiful thing about winding up a year as we're doing. We get to tie up those loose ends, and we get to turn ourselves toward a whole new, beautiful expanse of a horizon that we haven't screwed up yet. So we get to start over. So tell me, Lynn, what would you hope for? Let's say if you had a magic wand right now, what would you go ting, ting, ting to make happen for yourself?
I would like a place to belong.
And you don't belong right now.
Does that make sense?
Do you like socially?
Yeah, family,
Okay.
Everything.
All right. That absolutely makes sense. I think that having a sense of belonging, and I think a lot of times too, people change. You might lose old friends and everything, and you start feeling like you don't have anybody around you anymore, or people just move away. So I think that certainly makes sense, and I think Deb's working on those cards. And what kind of people would you like to have around you?
Kind people, non-judgmental, ones that don't put the finger and blame everything on one person. People don't take responsibility for self. It can't be one person's fault all the time.
You're not in LA, are you?
No, I'm in Sacramento.
Okay. LA, there's a lot of kind of false people there, yes, but let's see. Deb, what do you have?
Well, what I want to say to you, Lynn, is you are in transition right now, and it's huge. When we are in transition, though, there can be a lot of loneliness and a lot of new discernment when we look at people that have been meaningful to our lives, and suddenly we're seeing who they really are. This can be absolutely heartbreaking. I see that life has not been easy for you. You've had a really rough road that you have walked in many ways. Now, it may not seem like there's been anything positive to have gained from these experiences, but I feel it's completely different, that these difficult times that have been in your life have made you a survivor. And there's so much that you have gained from that experience in the way of wisdom, strength, the ability to literally guide others. It's simply a matter of you right now as you're transitioning, you are turning yourself toward a brand new future. And truthfully, I see that the sky is the limit for you. I do feel there's going to be a lot of serendipity coming your way, where literally she could be in an elevator and there will be somebody on the elevator with her that by the time they get off on the 10th floor, they're exchanging phone numbers to meet for coffee. Mm-hmm. And this could be male or female, but I do feel that you are going to develop a whole new support system for yourself. One thing, and Lynn, are you following me so far?
I am.
One thing I see is that you have a collection of influences around you that involve people who literally have, what would we call it, addiction issues. They are very closeted, many of them.
Yeah.
Okay, well, see, now we're getting somewhere. They have problems that are really skewing the way that they look at life, and you make an easy target. Okay?
Yeah.
You're the one that gets all the blame heaped on, but you've had enough. And, you know, there's a saying here in Virginia, you can serve, how can I clean this up a little bit? You can keep putting a plate of poop in front of somebody and telling them to eat it, and eventually they're going to say, thanks, but I've had enough. I'm not eating any more of that poop. And that's when they rise up, and then they truly embrace the life that they deserve. You are going to have to let a lot of these folks go. They are not good for you. They're very unhealthy for you to be around. And I know some of them you've really tried to help, but here's the thing. If they don't truly want the help, they're not going to appreciate it.
Right.
So I don't want to give you too much so you feel super overwhelmed going into the new year. But I'd like you to know that things are going to be awesome. Just by you making this phone call, I think it was part of your fate, we'll call it destiny, for you to hear these words. And I didn't plan this out with you in advance. I'm just speaking to you from what resonates from your cards. Okay?
Okay.
Beautiful,
What's one
beautiful
good
things.
thing that's going to happen? One
Yes?
good thing.
What good things? Well, how about one good thing? How about, first of all, you're going to have a social circle that really loves you and deserves you. That's coming for you. I also see the opportunity for a fabulous new pursuit professionally for you. And, you're going to love it. And it's going to fall into your hands, and you are going to find that some of your own best gifts you have not tapped yet. But I feel I'm hearing July to August is going to be a real important period for you. And if you're looking for love, honey, you're going to find it.
Oh, I'm not looking, but I wouldn't shy away.
Love is going to look for you, and that's the best way to find it. If I didn't mean to first say if you're looking for it. I don't want you to hunt it down. That's the worst mistake any of us can try to do, to try to hunt down love like we're, looking for a bargain designer dress. You can't, you got to let it come to you. But boy, is it ever, you will not be alone on Christmas next year. You watch. It's going to be fantastic.
I've been alone a long time.
Yeah, go ahead, Lauren.
So one thing that I think might be important, and Deb's the expert here, but, I would say probably a lot of these people around you that have hurt you and lied to you and betrayed to you probably brought you down somewhat. And I think, for 2019, and I think for everybody, it might be hard, depending on what's happened to us the previous year, but I think, really try to jump into it with some positivity and really try to look forward and let yourself be optimistic a little bit. And then that is going to bring you, these new friends that are going to want good things for you, because I do believe in the law of attraction. So, you gotta
have the right mindset.
Yes, absolutely.
For instance, this goes for everybody. When the new year begins, try to think of what lies ahead of you as a huge expanse of beautiful virgin snow. Okay, it hasn't been trampled on. No dog or deer has walked on it and tinkled on it. There's no
There's no yellow snow.
No yellow snow. It's just beautiful. And you are going to step into it and build through that beautiful field that has yet to be touched by you. You're going to build your life. And it can be whatever you want it to be. If you want it to be more misery and depression, you can have that. It'll be there for you. No. And if you would like to have everything that you know in your heart you desire and deserve, it'll be there. I'm living my dreams. Okay, and if I can do it, the rest of you can do it too.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay.
So, hey,
are you ready? Are you ready for 2019, Lynn?
I'm ready.
Yay!
Yay!
I wrote
some
change.
optimism there.
I wrote change on my mirror.
There you go.
Awesome. Now you call us again, and we will get to busy working on your future, okay? But right now, let's just work on having the right attitude going forward.
All right. Thank you, and you guys have a wonderful New Year.
Thank you,
too,
and the same to you. Take care, hon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Wow, I feel really inspired after that.
I do too. I'm ready.
Yeah.
I wasn't ready before, but I am ready now. All
Go,
right.
Lauren.
Woo! All right. Now we've got Barbara from Washington State. How are you doing, Barbara?
Hi, I'm doing good. How are you guys?
Oh, we're
Good.
on fire, I think, tonight.
Are you ready for 2019?
I'm hoping I can ring in the year with a kiss.
I'm hoping that you can ring in the new year with a kiss too. So is that what you're calling about?
What is your...
Well, so Rich and I, it's almost like it's refiring up a little bit again.
All right.
And I saw him the day after Christmas, and I got quite the hug and a much different kind of a kiss this time. He literally looked me in the eye.
Ooh, like that.
He's
I
never
like it.
looked me in the eye before. It's always been kind of a side kiss.
So this was more of a head-on kiss.
This was more of a head-on kiss.
Yay.
All right. I like it.
But
it sounds very, very positive.
So he knows where your lips are.
Oh, yeah.
I say this sounds like a very positive direction. So hopefully Deb will find some more fire in the cards.
Well, and I have to tell you, my office wife, she joins me from time to time, and I call her my office wife because we blended so well together. Lisa would be on the show with me, and she learned this. I'm laying out your cards, Barbara, as I'm speaking. But she would often say to me as she was learning this method from me, you know, I really think you shouldn't stress so much that the cards themselves have no power. She said, I am feeling a tremendous amount of energy as if the cards coming together for a reading are actually manifesting the future as you are giving readings. And you know, I have to tell you, even though it blew the premise of my book that I wrote on the subject, that's fine because I think she's actually absolutely right.
I think so too, and I'm not offended at all that you have another office wife. I guess that makes me the office side piece.
Yeah, Lauren, I guess you are the office side piece.
Jeez Louise.
But shh, don't tell anybody, okay?
Right.
Anyway, for you, I think this man is really trying to gather up his courage. I see it here. There's actually that he wants to propose taking you on a really nice trip coming up. Has he mentioned anything about wanting to go somewhere?
Well, you know, something that I know is on his bucket list was a trip to Paris.
There we go.
But this government shutdown currently has him unemployed. Exactly. But I know eventually it'll come back, and he'll be back at his job because he has a very important job. But just the other night he mentioned 6 months.
He wants you, Barb. He wants you to now grab hold of him and put that lip lock on him. I'm telling you, it's right here. he's basically tried to meet you halfway by putting a little bit more fire into it, right? Yeah. And now, and my males in the audience are saying, yep, yep, yep. They're nodding because this will show that you do have passion in your heart for him. Huh? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody's saying, yeah. So, have an extra glass of wine if it takes it. Stand under the mistletoe if you still have some. Otherwise, just grab him in a nice big hug and say Happy New Year and go, mwah, and plant it on him.
That's right. You find his lips this time, Barbara.
I think so. And remember, I know his history from when we've talked before in the past. And without going, into too many details, one thing is, let's just say that there's been someone in that past that knew how to really lip lock with this guy. So I think he needs to be reminded that others have that ability too.
I have an idea. Also, Paris is really far away, but you're in Washington State and Las Vegas isn't too far away. What about like a trip to Las Vegas and go to the Las Vegas Paris?
She's hilarious.
It's great. It's kitschy, yes, but you got to get started somewhere. Don't they have kind of reasonable flights from Washington State to Las Vegas?
Oh yeah. It's cheap to fly there.
Just be prepared, Barbara. You get this guy turned on. He doesn't have an off switch, so just be prepared.
Okay.
It's crazy when they don't have the off
Well,
switch.
you'll have to let us know how your New Year's went, because it's looking mighty fine to me. And, we'll be here for you next Friday in the new year. So please, call us again. We'd love to hear from you.
All right, ladies.
Take care.
Year.
Happy New Year.
You too. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Oh, that was good. I hope she does it, doggone it.
I hope
and the
so,
men here
too.
are saying he would love that. If he wasn't interested, he'd have hit the road.
That's right. All right. Next up, we have Ann from Texas. How are you doing?
Hello, Ann.
Hello.
How are you doing? Are you excited for 2019?
I am. I'm ready for a new year.
Yay! What can we do for you now, Ann? What would be your question for you?
Just want to see how the next year's coming up, and to give you an update on my Christmas present, because I was the one that had the overalls.
Yes, that's right.
So this year he gave me a dress and a nice blouse, since I'm starting a new job. And I gave him a watch.
Nice.
Well, a man who can buy clothes. This is a good man.
I was afraid you were going to say you got a trial this year.
Oh, I'm glad I didn't get that this time.
Okay, I didn't know if he was like building the ensemble,
That's nice. That
yes. Very nice, the blouse.
The dress, very nice.
And thoughtful,
Right.
because he knows you're starting
Yes,
a
it
new
was.
job, so I like it. I like that.
I like him already, don't you?
I do.
Oh, yeah.
And-
Well, I do.
Well, I'm glad you do. That's important.
It is. You're important also. How we feel's okay, but you also important.
Right. And
All right,
I'm
I'm laying out
She's
your
laying out the
cards.
cards. So what's your biggest hope for 2019?
Just success in everything, our relationship to grow, and then my new job to be successful.
Well, I don't think you're going to have to wish too hard. For one thing, I feel that this love is just going to continue to flourish and bloom, and the timing might be a little slower than you'd like. Okay,
Right.
I don't know if we can speed him up any to get him where she'd like him to be. Just rely on the insight here that he is going to definitely really start pitching. What did they call it? Pitch and woo? Isn't that what they used to say?
Oh, yay.
I don't know.
Pitch and woo.
I thought it Sounds like we're going in a different direction.
No, it's a good direction.
I've heard of
Up in Minnesota, if you're pitching woo, boy, you are in there.
I've heard of pitching other things.
So, anyway, yes, he's wanting to definitely make this official. He's just now wondering how to do it, where to do it, when to do it. So I think that we just have to give him a little patience. But he's on the right track.
He'll be pitching woo in no time.
Well, I will be ready.
And yes, I know. I think you're going to catch that woo as it's coming by. And oh my gosh, 2019, it's going to be an earmarked year for you. I swear. First of all, in your new job, you're going to be noticed by a male co-worker there, or it could be somebody that comes through in case there are no actual men there. There's a male figuring here that is going to notice you, how capable you are, and recommend you for promotion.
Wonderful.
Yes. And your relationship with the, what should we call him? The
Mr. Woo?
Mr. Woo.
Mrs. Slow Woo.
It's going to really heat up. It is. So I think we're looking at a beautiful year.
Awesome. So I'm excited.
I am
too.
I can't wait to say I told you so.
We've been together for several years, so this would be great.
That's wonderful.
Congratulations.
That's wonderful. So, well, he's in there, and he's for real. So, boy, we don't have to worry about him. And you have a wonderful future ahead for you, Anne. It's going to really be a great year.
Okay, great. I am looking forward to it.
Take care, hon, and call us again now.
All right. And Happy New Year to you ladies.
Oh, thank you. Same to you.
And gentlemen that's there. Okay.
Oh, what nice callers. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Do you have anybody on? Nobody. No question.
No questions.
Oh, yeah. Well, if you're on the Facebook page and watching us, you can post questions. However, callers do take precedence.
So do you have, because you are a lady who has attracted suitors over the years, so what are your tips to bring in what we were talking about earlier in the show for all these women out there, young girls who are hoping to get married? What do you do to bring them in?
To tell you the truth, they think I'm a dinosaur when it comes to dating. And yet, as much as things change, some things always stay the same. One of them is, and I believe this with all my heart, is you don't get intimate until there's feelings. There's more than just, hi, how are you? Thanks for dinner. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Okay?
Okay,
I mean,
all right.
You make this a true experience. I'm not saying it leads to, going down the aisle together, but if you're too quick with the intimacy, that relationship is on that shallow level, and I don't know how you can take it deeper. And I know all you young folks out there are thinking, she doesn't know what she's she's pitching woo over there. She doesn't know. But you know what? That's one of the things that doesn't change. And men do like to court women. I don't care what age they are. They want you to conduct yourself as like a lady.
All right. So step one, be a lady.
And
I'm going to get that down.
And I don't mean that your shirt buttoned up to here and, you wouldn't say a bad word if your life depended on it. I'm just saying, do things in a ladylike manner. Okay, guys, audience members, what do you think?
How do you feel about do you think intimacy right away, or do you think it's better when they wait?
I think it's almost always better when you wait.
Okay.
If you jump straight in with somebody, you're jumping in over your head.
Oh, I like how that was put. And also, that's basically mutual masturbation if you think about it.
Sounds like an advanced move to me.
You want to go for anticipation instead of gratification. That only makes it that much better. Now, and you want to know a cool move?
Yes, I want to know a cool move.
I'm going to share a really cool move.
All right.
when you're, say, hugging a guy.
Okay.
And it's just even a nice hello, it's been nice to meet you.
Yes.
If he has short sleeves on, just lightly put your fingertips up his short sleeves and just kind of stroke his upper arm, just very lightly. Not like you're, ready to dive down his chest or anything, but keep it just very... He'll go, whoa, like a shiver.
I like it. I like it. That's a good, all right. We've got the hug down.
Okay.
What else do you do? You're very charming, though. You're very funny. And you're always funny, right? You don't hold back your personality any.
Well, no, I'm transparent and try to, but if you live on the sunny side of the street, you're going to find a lot of humor in life. And men like women who enjoy who they are, and enjoy the man and tell him things like, I think you're really handsome.
That is so funny. Actually, I wasn't reading it for the show, but there were 124. I saw this article posted. It was like 124 things for women to do that want husbands, and it was from 1958. And that was a step. It was telling them they're handsome, which makes sense. They want to know that they're good looking.
If a guy feels good in your presence, come on, what do you guys say? If you feel good being with a girl, you're going to want to be around that girl, and I think it's the first stage to falling in love.
Another tip on that article was if you can stow yourself away on a military vessel. I don't think that's a really good tip. I think we've heard that tip less, but that's a bad idea. So
it really is.
Good hug with the light fingertips. Be yourself and enjoy your life. I think these are great tips, and tell them that they're handsome.
I think so too, and be a little coy in those text messages. Be fun, be flirty, but don't overdo it. Let the man think he's in charge of the relationship, but really you are.
Don't ask him what he's wearing. Let him ask you what you're wearing. Right?
Oh, no? Is that what goes on now? We discuss what our underwear in text messages?
I said nothing about underwear, Deb. Why did we have to bring this to such a base level? No, I'm just kidding.
Do you think he'd want to know you're wearing overalls?
I like to keep things real. I've been asked that question before, and usually what I'm wearing is not too exciting. I'm wearing a black hoodie right now with some paw bear pajama prints, I like to keep things real.
Another thing is learn how to eat an ice cream cone very well.
Oh, get things seductive with the ice cream cone.
You know what? It gets them thinking about how it would be to kiss you.
Oh.
And stuff.
These are all great tips. I think we have enough material for it. We need to just have another show. It's going to be called Dating with Deborah Lee.
And Shotgun Mary here.
Oh, geez, Louise. I don't think I have any fantastic tips for anyone.
This girl bats men off like they're flies.
I fall over things, and then there's a person there, and I say hello.
Yeah, but there's the cutest aspect to you. You are so unaffected. Don't you think, audience?
Absolutely.
She's adorable.
I'm adorable. Thank you for thinking I'm adorable, audience members. And I'm apparently the side chick of the show, so there's that too.
Well, and I'd like to say, as we're getting ready to wrap here, I have done the cards on perceptions for the new year, just for all of us in general. I honestly think that we are going to actually get some of this government sorted out. We're going to deal better with world affairs. We need to be prepared that I think there are going to be more of these tsunamis, more of these earthquakes. One thing I want to say, but in terms of crime, stay on your guard, people. It never hurts to put yourself in the position always of being a survivor rather than a victim. So, I do think, though, we've got a hell of a year, if I can say that, coming up. It's going to be great. It's going to be the precursor to 2020, which is going to be just amazing. Orgasmic, really.
Oof.
So, I am going to tell all of you, and I know Lauren joins me, wishing you all a very, very happy new year. Let's all be safe. Let's take good care of our families and friends. And in the words of my grandmother, which I love leaving you with, who taught me this amazing method, to dream is to believe. And once you believe, all things are possible. To everybody, Happy New Year! Yay! Bye-bye, everybody.
KCAA Loma Linda, 1050 AM, 106.5 FM, and now 102.3 FM.